Okay, in this experiment we'll be going to experiment on the Kirchhoffs laws, where we were given a circuit on the manual, constructed on the breadboard using 3 resistors and 2 power supplies. So what was given on the experiment is a circuit that looks like this. So as you can see, there are 2 voltage sources, the S1 and the S2. The R1, R2, and R3 are connected in this manner, where the 3 resistors are connected together on this node, and R1, the other leg of R1 is connected to source 1, the other leg of R2 is connected to source 2, while the leg of R3 is connected to ground. So in this case, we will treat this node as the ground, where the source 1 and source 2 grounds are connected together, including the other leg of resistor 3. Okay, what we have on the bench is a digital multimeter, a desktop digital multimeter, 2 power sources. So in this case, a variable power supply, and the other is a fixed power supply. We also have some tools, a side cutter and a long nose pliers, and a breadboard with resistors already installed as we have explained on the figure that was asked by the manual. So in this case, the resistor 1 is, okay, that's it. So the resistor 1 is a 390 ohm resistor. Resistor 2 is a 2.2 kilo ohm resistor, while resistor 3 is a 1 kilo ohm resistor. So as you can see, this is the ground. This is the ground terminal. This is the positive terminal for the source 2 or the power supply 2, and this is the terminal for the power supply 1. So what we're going to do first is to connect the well, actually I have already connected it, the test probes of the voltmeter to measure the voltage of this variable power supply. So in this case, we are reading a voltage of 25 volts. On the other hand, we measure the voltage of the fixed power supply. So we first connect the probes to the terminal of the power supply. I can connect it. Okay, that's it. And then the other one. Okay, let me first show some. Okay, remove the insulation of the okay. So that's it. Oh, the other one was removed for the voltage. Okay, that's it. Okay. And then we measure. So in this case, we have a measurement of the voltage of the fixed power supply, which we will treat as source 1, while the source 2 is the variable power supply. So we connect now the power supply 1 in this terminal of the resistors. So the source 1, the power supply 1, is connected to resistor 1, and the ground is connected here in this. Okay, let me just install a jumper wire so that it would be clear for us to see with regards to the okay, that's it. So what we have done is to connect this yellow alligator clip, this is the positive terminal of the power supply 1, to the terminal, I mean to the one leg of resistor 1, while the ground is connected here on a common bus. While the power supply 2, or the variable power supply, is connected to the ground. So in this case, we connect it to the ground, so never mind the color of the terminal post, and connect it to the other leg of resistor 2. So in the experiment, we were asked to measure the voltage of the power supply, I mean the terminal voltages of the power supply. So in this case, in order for us to measure, we need a voltmeter. So we'll be using the digital voltmeter and install the probes to the terminal of, to the terminals of the power supply. So what you can see here is we have installed the probes on the terminals of power supply 1. So this is the reading as you can see it on your screen. Okay. While the power supply 2, in order for us to measure the voltage on the power supply 2, we have to connect the voltmeter to the terminals of the power supply 2. And we have this reading. Okay. So the experiment also says that we need to measure the voltage on the 3 resistors. So first, we measure the voltage on the first resistor, which is the 390 ohms. So what we're going to do is to insert the probes to the terminal of resistor 1. Okay, so we have inserted the probes, or we have attached the probes to the terminals of resistor 1. And as you can see, the voltage is shown on the screen. And similarly, for the second resistor, we can also insert the probes of the power of the voltmeter to the terminal of R2. Or in other words, the R2 is the 2.2 kilo ohm resistors that we're measuring. And the voltage drop on R2 is shown on your screen. And finally, to measure the voltage drop at R3, we have to insert again the voltmeter probes to the terminals of R3. So in this case, the R3 is 1 kilo ohm resistor. And the voltage on that particular resistor is already shown on your screen. Okay, now we were asked to measure the current on the different parts of the circuit. So what we're going to do is to plug in the probes for the current measurement and set it for current measurement. Then the first thing that we're asked to do is to measure the current flowing from the first power supply. So for current measurement, we have to insert the ammeter in series with the circuit. So this is the terminal. Okay, sorry, it's quite messy. So these are the terminals of power supply 1. So what we're going to do is to insert the ammeter in series with this power supply. Okay, there you go. So the probes, the ammeter is in series with R1 now, which is the 390 ohms. And we read the current that is consumed by the network coming from power supply 1. Okay, then we put back the jumper wire so that the circuit would be on its original state. Then next is we measure also the current consumed by the network from power supply 2. So in this case, these are the terminals for the power supply 2. So what we're going to do is to insert the ammeter in series with power supply number 2. Okay, that's it. So the ammeter is in series with R2, which is the 2.2 kilo ohm resistor. And we take the measurement. Okay, so now we were asked to measure the current on the third resistor. So let me first put back again or put back the original circuit as we have on the figure a while ago. And now we were asked to measure the current on passing through the third resistor, which is the 1 kilo ohm resistor. So in order for us to do that, we have to install the ammeter in series with this resistor. So I'll remove the jumper wire, insert the ammeter on the circuit in series with the third resistor, which is the 1 kilo ohm resistor. And we take the measurement from the digital multimeter. Okay, so there goes the voltage and current measurement on the series parallel network. So we're going to compute for the values that's supposed to be read and compare it with our actual reading. So we have to use the Kirchhoffs voltage and current law in order for us to do that.